Are in Trinidad, but we now say good morning to Tobago from Trinidad and good morning to Patricia as we talk about the Tobago Jazz Experience. Morning, Patricia.
Good morning to you, Ria, and it's a pleasure again seeing you. It's been a while. And again, we're live out of our beautiful studios in Tobago. And of course, yes, this morning we're talking about the Tobago Jazz Experience, which is expected to kick into high gear. Let's say from today, because we have Fashion Coda today and it goes straight into the weekend. And I have none other than the chairman of the Tobago Jazz Experience Committee, Mr. John Arnold, to talk to us about, first of all, what's happening in terms of the Friday night event, World Music Night. As we know, D'Angelo, which was an international act that was supposed to perform on Friday, he bowed out of the show due to the death of his grandfather. And so we're talking to Mr. Arnold this morning, hopefully to get an idea of who the replacement might be. Good morning, Mr. Arnold.
Morning. Morning, Pat. Morning to TNT.
And let's get straight
Morning to everybody. By the way, I just want to correct you. I heard you say into high gear tonight. We were in high gear since last Saturday. And also last night, if you were on the Esplanade, you would have experienced, I think, the best ever set of performances on the Esplanade last night. Really solid.
Right, but and this weekend really we have a number of the
international
acts.
A number of the international acts.
But let's get to what everyone is
Friday,
talking about. Friday.
Yeah. So Friday, yes, we do have a replacement. We will make that firm announcement later on today. It's unfortunate that the interview took place this morning, but later on today we propose to have a proper media setting where we will give all the details, but we do have a replacement.
Is it Wyclef John?
Well, I know you want to ask that because that's one of the
speculation.
Artists. There are two things happening here. One, there are discussions with that artist, but for obviously ethical reasons that certain final things have not been done on the dot and the cross T's. I would prefer not to say yes, I will do that in the conference and give a confirmation as to which one of the artists we're going to have.
Who were the others that we looked at? Because we're hearing Wyclef John. In fact, some speculation is happening on Facebook as we speak about Wyclef John. But who are the other artists that were looked at really?
Right. Well, I mean, there were a number of artists that we did contact. Tony Braxton, for example, Fantasia. We did have some lengthy discussions with those artists. The problem was just, as you know, as I told you all in the conference, the idea of trying to get the negotiations and trying to get routing was the biggest problem. In other words, getting the artists and the bands and what have you. So normally we take maybe about a month, 2 months, 3 months sometimes, just to clear up production issues, rider issues, tech rider confirmations and so on. But it wasn't possible. We were almost there with the Fantasia, but the routing was a problem. And when it wasn't routing, we also had problems with costs, where some of the artists doubled the cost because of the time frame. Yeah. So those are some of the persons that we did in that very short space of time. We also contacted CeeLo Green from The Voice. But he was actually performing in Hawaii, so he was not available. So it's been like that all week, but I think we can safely say we do have a replacement. And so tomorrow night, I think we'll have the Shabarangs, Kester Band, which is really local, good stuff. Kia and the band, good stuff. And Chromatics, good stuff. So I think altogether, with the additional act, I think we'll have a great World Music Night.
What's Saturday going to be like?
Saturday is the first time we're doing this because we are actually filling the breach. But it's going to be an open day every month, as you know. Pigeon Point does a free day. So we're going to do an open day to the public. And it's a day of, we put in a stage on the seaside. People can rent chairs, the beach chairs, umbrellas. People can bring their coolers. So it's a day where you can also learn things like kiteboarding, surfing, except some of the water sports, you can engage in that. But we really have some really good artists. We have Theron Shaw, Mike Bootman, Francis Prime, who last, I don't know, he wasn't hired. He was so good, he said,
And what
I
time
want
is
to play.
that? What time is it?
It starts at 11 and finishes around maybe 7:30.
And then on Sunday, how is Sunday going to go down?
Sunday is good. Sunday we have Letitia Sylvester, our own. We have Ronald Buhing, Sunday jazz guitarist out of St. Lucia. We have Elan Trotman, the jazz saxophonist out of Barbados, but now campaigning in the U.S. We also have Kusume, which is Akinola Senon, that's a jazz outfit on Pan. We have a guy out of New York who's coming on his own called Casey. We have Grace Jones. And I will tell you something. As much as people make comments, what I'm seeing already in terms of what she has demanded for her set design and her presentation, I think people are in for a treat, even with her. Right?
Well, we know today, really, we have the Tobago Fashion Code, and that has been added to the calendar.
Yes.
What are your views on in terms of, okay, so what can we expect? Have you been interacting with those people to find out, you know, if it's going to be a mega event, if it's going to add life to the calendar?
Well, similar to all the other events, I went to Levy. Levy was super this year. We bought into Levy. Similar with Fashion Coda. Fashion Coda, I think, has now established itself as one of the mega fashion statements and fashion event in Tobago. So this year we were real fortunate to have all these events support the jazz experience. The film festival went off fine between Friday and Tuesday. The films that were shown were all very thematic. You had films like Chico and Rita, the Cuban jazz experience. We had films like Miles Ahead, which featured Miles Davis. And so, you know, in terms of aligning with the festival part, I would say yes, Fashion Coda does stand out as one of the events that we can look forward to. And I'm sure tonight also there's another event that's supporting again the jazz, which is Jazz in the Garden, which is a new event hosted by the Kaiwak Village, which is being held in a garden setting on the lawn, not inside the restaurant. And they have people like Louis and the Lynx, a duo out of New York, Peter Brown, Julian Harris, really solid. They were on last night. And of course, the Kaiwak players would be there. So I think all in all, what's good is that you have stakeholders and other people really supporting. I think this is the first year we've had so many fringe events that has actually, and it has come at a good time, a year when we don't have money.
All right. But so let's recap. You said that you all have an artist that you all are looking at for the replacement for D'Angelo. It's going to be finalized sometime today.
Yeah,
and
that final announcement will be made today.
Right. Yeah. So you're satisfied with who the replacement might be?
I think not only me, I think everybody will be satisfied, including you, Pat.
Well, we shall see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting time. I think it's going to be an exciting festival. And I mean, at this point, I think what we can safely say is everybody is going to be proud that we finally solved that problem. These things happen. All events have threats, and this is certainly a threat, the vagaries of life. And so, you know, the D'Angelo thing, we've been delivering, the company, as I said, we've been delivering artists for the last 9 years. And I'm sure you know some of the mega acts. Even last year, when all this speculation went with Lauryn Hill, if you recall, some people say, she mightn't come, you know, that we delivered. Things happen, and in the D'Angelo case, you know, we have to work with the fact that the management indicated this, and we were very sorry, but you know, but I think what's important is we have found a replacement, and this is what will happen.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thanks a lot, Pat.
For your time at short notice. Guys, and that was Mr. John Arnold, Chairman of the Tobago Jazz Experience Committee, just giving us an update on the event that is expected to continue into the weekend until Sunday. And yes, they found a replacement for D'Angelo, and we'll know for certain who that is later on today. Of course, I'll update you accordingly. Thank you so much. It's back to our studios in Trinidad.